Pregame.com.
My favorite long shot future bet of the 2017 college football season. This is Brad Powers in the Pregame.com studios just off the Vegas trip. And I know you're going to say, the college football season, Brad, it's 5 months away. But I'm telling you, there's a lot of value in the off-season markets, particularly this time of year. And I got one for you as far as a futures bet.
And you had one for me. Last year, you gave me Lamar Jackson to win the Heisman at 100-1. All I can say, Brad, is show me the money again.
All right, and I'm going to try here. Let's go with a team in this regard. We're going to take Wisconsin 80-1 as far as a long shot college football futures bet. Let's break down Wisconsin. First and foremost, you look at their schedule. It's Cupcake City, a very easy schedule where they might only face one team in the top 25 of my power ratings, and they could be favored in all 12 of their games. Let's start it off with their opener. The last 2 years, Wisconsin's opened up with Alabama and LSU. This year, they are playing Utah State at home. That's an advantage. And through the entirety of their schedule, again, only one top 25 team. And if I can get an 80-1 team that could be favored in all 12 of their games, that screams value, and that's why Wisconsin at 81 is a long shot future bet for me.
Now, wait a minute. They might have a cupcake non-conference schedule. But last time I checked, the Big Ten's got Penn State, Ohio State, both Michigans. How can they have a cupcake schedule?
Well, you mentioned those two teams, Ohio State and Penn State. They don't play them, Fez. They avoid Ohio State and Penn State from the East. And as far as Michigan is concerned, they play Michigan at home at the end of the season, and they catch Michigan in a very advantageous spot. They're playing Michigan the week before Michigan hosts Ohio State, so there might be a little look ahead there for as far as Michigan goes.
Let me do a little back-of-the-envelope calculation if I can. Let's assume for Wisconsin to get into the playoff, they got to get to the Big Ten title game, all right? I think they'll likely be an underdog. They'll have to have played well up to that point. Let's say they're 2-1 underdog in that game. And if they make the Final Four, I'm going to make them 2-1 underdog in the next two games. So that gives them a 1/3 times a 1/3 times a 1/3 chance. You see where I'm going here? Yep. A 1 in 27 chance to win it all, given they get there. Now, they got to get there. You just said they have such an easy schedule. For this to be a good bet, they probably have to have about a 50% chance to get there. You think it's higher than that?
Yeah, I do think it's higher than 50% breaking down their schedule. They get 5 Big Ten home games. Last year, they were able to win 11 games, playing 5 teams in the top 25. They only play 1. And here's where I think there's a lot of value. I've already lined almost every single college football game for the upcoming season. Right now, I only have 4 teams that I think are clearly going to be a favorite in all 12 of their games. It's Alabama, it's Ohio State, it's USC, and Wisconsin. You talk as far as future bettings go, you look at these teams and where they're being priced at right now. Alabama 7-2, they're the favorite. Ohio State and USC are tied for second, they're 7-1. And yet we have a Wisconsin team also going to be favored in all 12 of their games. 80-1, I say value.
And you're the only guy that's lined every game in the college football season. Your second key handicap.
Second key handicap, let's talk about returning experience. Probably just as important as it's all about who you're bringing back and who you're going to play. And I like the returning experience for Wisconsin. 8 offensive starters back, 7 defensive starters back, 15 returning starters, which is 3 more than last year. And I think they're even far more experienced than that when you look at the quarterback spot. They were starting at the end of last season, a redshirt freshman quarterback in Alex Hornibrook. Now he's got experience from starting a couple games last year. He's got an entire spring. And also, I think a hidden factor, 4 out of their 5 starting offensive linemen are back. That's a lot of things that's not getting overlooked and getting looked at in the betting markets.
And last year, not just a problem with the quarterback, but also some key injury problems, right?
Yeah, particularly at the linebacker spot, which is key in their 3-4 defense. They lost Jack Cicci, one of their best leading tacklers, midway through the season. Well, those guys are going to be healthy now. And I mentioned it. Even with the injuries, they're starting a redshirt freshman quarterback. They're playing a brutal schedule. And yet this is a team that won 11 games, Fez. You look at their 3 losses, all 3 of them were by 7 points or less. So honestly, this was a team probably 1 or 2 plays away from making a college football playoff run last year.
Oh, and I have to tell you, I love the fact they hung in there, won the game against LSU. They hung in there against Ohio State. They hung in there against Penn State. These are big boys, national title contenders. Let's bet this now instead of waiting at 80-1, and let's make it official.
Yeah, let's make this one official. My favorite long shot college futures bet is Wisconsin at 80-1. They're playing a cupcake schedule. They only face one top 25 team, and they could be favored in all 12 of their games. And the Badgers are more experienced and could be even better than last year's team that won 11 games. Add it all up, and Wisconsin 80-1, a great long shot college futures bet, creating some value. And we'll have more videos at pregame.com.